Hey guys, welcome back to my channel at Theatrically Jerry. My name's Jerry, of course. Today we are going to be doing a review on the VShow 8-port DMX ArtNet and its SACN as well, RDM console. So basically what this does is it's an ArtNet node and it converts your ArtNet signal to a DMX512 signal. As stated, it's an 8-port, so this can actually handle 8 universes of control. One thing that I do want to point out with this unit is there are two different units. One has these buttons and one has like a rotary dial. Do not get the rotary dial one. It is not a official ArtNet node. It doesn't follow the official ArtNet protocols, and it also does not allow you to hold your signal. If your signal's lost, it will just shut itself off. This one allows you to do that as well as 0 and off, so you can actually select on each output port if you want it to hold its signal or to send your DMX512 to 0 or just to turn it off. So as stated, VShow does make two different versions. Please make sure you get the one with the push buttons and not the rotary dial. Another way to figure out if you have the newest version is your user manual will say version 2.0 and it will have a April 12th 2023 date stamp on it. The other one doesn't have as many options and, like I said, doesn't follow proper ArtNet protocol, so don't get that one. Anyways, back to this review. So this ArtNet node is capable of 8 universes, so there's 8 DMX512 ports. We're going to look at those in a minute. They're on the back. We're going to look at the front first. So this is capable of doing 2 different protocols, as stated, ArtNet and SACN, which is great, and I love that it also supports RDM. I like to make sure all my equipment supports RDM because RDM's a time saver and sometimes a lifesaver when you're working with fixtures. So it also does allow you to set it up via the web. So if you do connect an Ethernet RJ45 cable from here to your PC, you can actually set up some of the parameters through a web portal, and we might take a look at that later on. So I like that it can do that. It's great. These are 3-pin XLRs. We're going to look at those in a minute in the back. Another great thing about this VShow ArtNet node is it's a pretty solid unit. We'll go more in depth on that later, but it is made out of rolled steel, so it's solid. For this review, since this is part 1, it's just going to be a very short video, but there will be a part 2 and also a part 3. Part 2 and 3 will be a little more in depth. There's a little TFT LCD screen right here. It's not the greatest, but it's better than a lot of other ones I've seen. It also shows all your information. We'll look at that later as well. This ArtNet node has DMX frame rates up to 40 Hertz a second, so you can actually change those in the setting. A lot of light consoles, you can also change the frame rate, which is great. So because this is an 8 universe, it can handle 4,096 channels. You can actually link this ArtNet node up to another similar one from VShow. So if you buy 2, you can link them and you can actually expand your universes and it'll control even more. It can control up to 32,768 universes theoretically, and that's a lot of channels. So that's actually 16,777,216 channels if you link as many of these as you want for your universes. Alright, so anyways, just a little scientific fact for you. This does follow the 19-inch 1U standard, so this will fit into any 19U rack, a 1U rack. They're all 19 inches, so this is going to take up one space, one slot in your rack, as opposed to 2 or 3. It's not overly heavy, which is great, but it does have some heft to it. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like it's going to last a while. So I like that about that. But anyways, when you do get this ordered, you get obviously your node, and you also get your PowerCon connector, which actually, something I love about V-Show is they have their silk screen on it, so you know it goes with it, so you don't get them all mixed up. And this is a 20 amp PowerCon cable, but it's not a 20 amp on this end. It's a 15 amp plug. You do get that. And you also get a user manual, which does have some helpful things inside of it. I recommend, obviously, reading this. And they also do include a very flimsy and cheap Ethernet cable. I recommend throwing it out and getting a Nutric Ethercon connector, because this does accept Nutric Ethercon, and there is actually 2 ports. We'll look at those on part 2 when I go more in depth on this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like it, and you can comment down below if you have any questions about the V-Show 8-port, and also subscribe to my channel at Theatrically Jerry. I would highly appreciate it, and thank you guys for watching. On to part 2.